Today's topic, it was created by my kids at the dinner table, and we were talking about moms and why they lose themselves while they are raising their kids. And that was a topic at dinner time. And my daughter thought it would be important to share a few things, so that's why I'm here today. So, welcome in. Thank you for coming in today. And I'm super excited today, especially because I launched my school community. And I am going to do a lot of work in there. And I will be sharing many opportunities on how to create second income within a community. That way you can get more support and you're able to be with like minded people, growing at the same time as we all are growing, right? We're constantly growing. So, this is a place for us to be that doesn't have to be here in social media, so it'll be more of a private community. So so yeah, so hello Lewis, how are you? Welcome in. So yeah, so it's I'm pretty excited. There's an app for it, and it's SKOOL school. And my business name is Second Stream Society, and you'll find it there with the little green logo. And that is something that I started unexpectedly. I started, with my digital business, not really knowing where I was going because I am not tech savvy and I didn't know where I was going with this. But it's starting to feel extraordinary to me, because I see so much potential in it, and I'm so excited to be growing in this manner in midlife. And I never thought that that would be possible. Not only that, but I am excited about seeing other people grow also and learning more. And it saddens me when we look back and we are in our, you know, raising our kids in our 30s and 40s, and we're raising our children, and we seem to adapt a different personality when we are raising our kids. And one of the points my daughter raised was how we sometimes even change the way we dress while we're raising our kids. Like we become this older person, or and not everyone, right? It doesn't happen to everyone, but we're talking generally speaking. And I saw it in me. Looking back, I saw how I became someone else. So I think that that is very important, especially she is a young mom and she is pointing those things out to me. I really take it to heart, and it's really special to see that she is trying to stay young with her daughter so she won't lose herself and lose her identity as she's raising her child. That way, when she is in midlife, she doesn't have to try and reinvent herself. You can reinvent yourself at any time in your life, but what happens after you become when you're in midlife and your kids are gone and they're in college and you're an empty nester, things change and they shift. So you're trying to figure out how to get used to this new reality, and that's when you have to try and figure out what you're going to do next. And reinventing yourself is what I would call it, and finding a new way, and sometimes even starting something that is in the creative world, right? Because sometimes we need more creativity. We were so involved in raising children and taking care of homework and sports and school and schools that we tend to lose that part of us, that part of who we were. Yeah, so I think that that is very important and is a really important subject to discuss today. Um, like I said, I saw this in myself. I saw it when I was raising my kids, how I wouldn't even do my hair. And I'm a hairstylist. I remember so many days going to work with my hair like this. Like I would put it up with my little bangs because I didn't even have time to do my hair. And I had a high schooler and a toddler at the same time. My kids are 14 years apart, so you can only imagine the stuff that was going on in my life at the time. She was I remember he was in daycare, and she was in high school, and she was playing sports, and I had to literally run from work because I was working for someone else, as a hairstylist. I had to run from work, and I had to put my child in a car seat and drive 45 minutes to get to a game because I didn't want to miss all of her games because I was missing so many. So that was so important to me. And I feel like I don't know if she now understands how difficult it was for me, because I was a full-time mom, full-time wife, and I had 2 children at different ages. So I remember it being, "Hi guys, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Today's subject is about why moms lose themselves in midlife, and that's where the story is going." So yeah, I hope she appreciates how much I had to lose myself to actually get to where I can be there for my kids. And I did it with pleasure. Like, I don't regret anything. I did it with love and with pleasure. But I also think that it was one of those times that you almost wonder and you're like, you know, I wish it would have been different, because I feel like I was tired all the time. I was exhausted. I didn't get enough sleep. My son was sick almost every month. So it was a constant caring. I had to constantly care. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. I was constantly caring and I was constantly paying more attention to them and forgot about me. And that's what happens when moms are raising kids. They lose themselves. Hi there. Welcome in, everybody. Today's topic is about moms and how we lose ourselves while we are in raising our children. So yeah, so that's my personal story. I went through it. I know it. So I see when I see moms that they come to do their hair and they're telling me how exhausted they are because they're working full time and they're raising kids and they're taking care of dinner and they have to do laundry and they have to try and get a workout in and they still have to come home to do homework and they still have to like do all those things and put them to bed, and there is so much bath time. I mean, there is an enormous amount of hats that we wear, and some of times there's some relationships that have a really good team and they work together, but in a lot of cases the moms wear all the hats. And this is where I come in, and I am trying to help people make different choices now. And it's not that you don't have to be all the things for your mother, right? For your kids, it's not that you have to be none of those things for your kids. You should be there for your children and do the best that you can as a mother, but you have to remember that you are a human being as well and you exist, and you have to give yourself grace, and you have to give yourself permission to take a break, to treat yourself to something amazing, and know that that time for you is non-negotiable. Because if that time is not used for you, the time that you require to fill your cup, then you're going to be running on empty and you're not going to give 100%. So it's good to count on your community to help out. That's one way I would say that would give you that little break, is counting on your community, whether it's a grandmother or a sister or a grandparent, to kind of take on that role a little bit, because sometimes that's what we need, a little bit of help. So you can take that time off. So you can say, you know what, today I'm going to go to a movie and to dinner, like today. And it's important. So even if it's just with your girlfriends or if you want to go on a date, like those are things that are crucial for us to fill our cup and to move forward. So that's super important. Hi guys, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming into my live. So that's super important. Um and like, remember one thing that you did before you were a mother. What was that? Like, is there one thing that actually brought joy to your life? And you can lean on that and you can say, you know what, I'm going to do XYZ because I used to do that when I was younger and it gave me so much joy. And there's my sister, actually, one of my sisters, she's really creative and she's an artist. And the way she fills her cup, I see it. We don't talk about it much, but I see it. What brings her joy is painting. So she sits and she paints in her room. And it's a beautiful thing to see her take that time that she needs to fill her cup and to feel complete and to feel like she's still special. And that's how she does it. So I feel like we all have that thing that we love and we just have to find it. It's super important. And motherhood is beautiful, and it shouldn't change anything. Like, you shouldn't be any less of the love, give your kids the love that they want. You shouldn't be any less of that. Nothing should change. But what has to change is to give yourself permission and remember what's important today. Hi there, Esther. How are you? Um so again, the way you start doing that, especially if you are in a place of, if you're a little lost right now, the way you start doing that is by doing things that fill you, that make you whole, that give you like a time to take a deep breath and exhale, right? And I would say walking is a great way to do that, taking the time to go for a walk. Every time I go for a walk, I feel like renewed. I don't know what happens. Maybe it's the oxygen in the air or the clean air. I don't know. But when I go for walks, I feel like a new person. So I would say do that. I would say start journaling. Journaling has been part of my life forever since I was a teenager. I probably have stacks of books. And journaling for me was more of an outlet to release stress. And as I became older, then I started writing to God. I started writing to God every night. And that's how I used to de-stress. And then as I got older, so I had so many stages of writing. And then even later in life, it became more of a brain dump. So I would take my writing and start dumping, especially in the morning, as much as I could of all this negative stuff that I had, because I needed to get rid of it, get rid of the stuff that was in there so I can start my day fresh. So writing is a really good tool that you can use. Another way that I find that has been probably the most important part of my personal growth journey, it was meditation. I started meditating right after the pandemic, like literally when the pandemic hit and we were shut down. I started meditating because I almost thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. So my life changed after my pandemic. After that pandemic, my life changed. My I still had a young one at home, but my oldest was gone, and I was transitioning into that midlife, and having less and less responsibilities with my kids. But the shutdown kind of brought out all of this from inside of me, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was going to have my business, if I was going to be able to keep it open, if I was going to have a paycheck, if I was going I didn't know what I was going to do. So for me, that terrible thing actually turned into an amazing thing, because the moment I started meditating, I didn't know how to meditate, but I closed my eyes and I started breathing, because if I didn't breathe, I was going to suffocate. So that alone gave me more clarity, gave me the space that I needed alone, and it put me in a place that I can learn how to breathe again, because the one of the biggest part of meditation is breathing. And I was holding my breath for a really long time and I didn't realize that. And I don't mean this like, it's real. I feel like I was holding my breath all the time. So learning how to breathe has been the most important thing for me, and meditation helped me with that. So those were the things that I have been doing. I practice yoga and exercising. That has been an incredible part of my growth as well. And so those are the ways that I fill my cup. And you may have a different way. Maybe there's things for you that you do that are different than mine. Maybe you like to take a hot bath, or maybe you want to read a book, or maybe you go to church. Whatever it is that does that for you, that helps you to relieve stress and get back to who you really are, who you are, that's what you start need to start doing, and don't neglect it. Like, you have to keep you know that activity, because otherwise one day you're going to wake up like me, and you're going to not know what hit you, because you are lost and your kids are gone, and you all you know how to do is take care of your kids. That's all you know how to do. So this is why, um, I feel like everything that's happened in the last 5 years has brought me to this here today. And it's such a special thing for me. And that's why I love sharing it, because it has actually helped me to grow. I feel like I wasn't growing while I was raising my kids, but in the last 5 years, I have grown so much. I've learned a lot about me. I've learned not to negotiate my peace of mind. I've learned to not allow negative people in my life. I've learned not to take anything for granted, my health, my space, my sanity, nothing for granted. And if you don't do that, then it's harder. Like, the longer you wait to take advantage of the fact that this is your life and you need to do this for you, the longer you wait, the harder it is. So I finally woke up and I realized that I needed to do it. And it's my turn. It's my turn now. It's my turn to live and to do all the things that I want. Thank you for joining me tonight. So if you have any questions in the chat, please put them down. I know that I am really bad about that, but I am here to just share, my experience and why I think moms need to pay attention to themselves and watch, because when you wake up at 50, that's half your life. If you get to live to 100, that's half your life. You want to have those years and be healthy and still have energy to do all the things that you want to do. So it's time for you in midlife. Um, so anybody out there, can you answer this question? Is there anything you're doing for yourself is there anything that you're doing for yourself that fills that cup for you? What are your thoughts? Like, what are you guys doing? You can put it in the chat. E-Money says that she meditates too and it helps her. And I think that that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. I think meditation is such an amazing tool that we ignore. And I don't understand why more people are not doing it, because it's free. And there is so you don't meditate to get good at meditation. There's no such thing. You don't meditate to say, I got to get really good at it, or I can't do it because I can't shut my mind. You don't do that. You meditate to live better. That's the key. You meditate to live better, to live a better life. Because something happens in your brain when you meditate. It changes a lot of things. And I'm not going to get scientific about it, because then it'll be a whole other life. But a lot happens to your brain when you meditate. So, and it trickles down. It affects your entire body. So yes, I'm very happy. Hi, my friends. Hi, Level Up. I'm really excited. If you're still there, by the way, Level Up, I just opened my school community. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited about that. So it's called Second Stream Society, for anybody that's interested. But yeah, so that's definitely one of those things. And that's one of the reasons why I started this business, because I needed to do something greater. I needed to touch more lives. I needed to do more. And I didn't know how, because nobody helps you. Nobody tells you anything. Like, people are just like doing their own thing and nobody cares. I think, I don't know. Or maybe just people don't know how either. But like in my case, I've been asking, and I've been desiring, and I've been putting it forth that I've wanted something that was mine, and I wanted something that I can do so I can share my gift. And I feel like we all have so much to give, and we just don't know, we don't know how to do it. And everyone has a gift. And I feel like I have all this inside of me that I want to share and I want to help. And that's why moms are like my main topic. Moms, women like me in midlife that are mothers, trying to make ends meet. Mothers that are, kind of like in between that midlife and retirement stage, and they're trying to figure it out. Yes, that is definitely for me my goal, to help more people. And so I knew that I needed to do something. I just didn't know how. So when this presented itself to me, I was having the best Sunday of my life. And hi there, welcome in. So I was having the best Sunday of my life when this came to me. And we went for a late lunch downtown Orlando, my husband and I. And, I've had a couple of setbacks at work because things are changing. The algorithms of the world is changing. And I just knew that I had to find something to do additional, because I can't depend on my clients for the rest of my life. I know that people, they move. I'm a hairstylist. I've been doing hair for 29 years. They move, they die. they don't want you to do their hair anymore. You know, like they change their stylists, they change their views, they stop doing their hair because they stop coloring it or whatever. I mean, there's so many things I'm constantly building. I've been constantly, and I've been very successful in my career. But it's been 29 years, and I think that I just have to add something that is going to help me enjoy life more, and then I can do more of the things that I love. So I'll still be doing hair, but I'll be doing more of the things that I love, which are sharing my gifts and helping people. That's it. And I love to do it in this manner. You don't have to, you can help somebody on the other side of the world via your phone. I mean, it's just that simple. Why not, right? So that's the reason that Sunday was an awakening. And I feel like all I did was open my phone and I found this couple, and you know who you are. And I saw what they were sharing, and I took a chance on myself, and I have not had one negative thought about it since, because I feel like it's been what I've been asking for a very long time, and I finally found it. So what is this? So I have been wanting, I build businesses, right? I have a jewelry business and I have my salon. I've had a little side hustles that I've done, but it hasn't really been that productive. But my jewelry and the salon has been my bread and butter. I've made really good, income with that. I've been able to support myself with that. But the actual, the actual business that I am in now is just gonna move me into a different direction. It's gonna take me into retirement. And I knew that when I found it, I think it, like I said, it was like the right timing, because I had seen things like this before and I refused to even look at it. I wasn't open. So, hi, Layla. Thank you for coming in. I'm telling you my story. I'm going to get there. So, when I saw this, I knew it was for me. I knew it was the right time, and all the stars aligned. And I think that this is just a gift, honestly. So, what I started doing was creating a future possibility that I probably, and I don't mean future like 30 years from now. It could be a future possibility of all the desires that I've wanted sooner than I believe. It's something that you do at home. It takes 2 hours of your day after you set it up, because anything that you're going to start that is your business takes time to set up, right? But it takes 2 hours a day. You do it from the comfort of your home. You buy once and you profit from it as many times as you want. So it's a one-time investment, unless you're growing and taking education. All that stuff is always like with anything, right? But you can purchase this product and resell it, get rights to resell it, and resell it again and again and again. So those things were really important to me. Short schedule, on my own terms, and not have too much of an investment, because any business that you do has a great investment in it. You have to invest a lot of money. I've done it. I know exactly what it is, and there's unpredictabilities, right? So with this is a product that doesn't expire. It has a life shelf, and you make 100% profit because you're not sharing it with there's no company. It's you. You are the company. You have your own business, so you make 100% of whatever the profit is. There's many income streams within this program that you can participate in, affiliate marketing, and that is also part of this. So you're going to have multiple income streams that will allow you to bring in that income in different ways, not just one way. Okay. And this is the beauty of it. So that's why when I started this other program that I started my community, I thought it was very important, because I feel like that's going to be a place where I can bring everyone and remove them from, certain platforms that are unpredictable, right? Because nothing's predictable these days. And I can bring them in here and share all these gifts, and then they can take them and move forward with them. And that's the goal. The goal is for them to grow as well. So I'm super excited about this. So if you are ready to create a different future, if you're an empty nester, if you're a mom that's looking for something and you don't know what it is, and you want to start your own business, but you just can't figure it out because everything takes so much effort and time and money, this may be what you've been looking for. And like I said, we all have a gift, So this gift is one that keeps on giving, and you will only know if you try. There's nothing else I can say. You have to try these things before you see what it is. This business is not an overnight get rich quick scheme. It's one of those things that you build on, and you build a legacy for your family. This is what it is. And it's a proven blueprint. And if you follow everything the way you're supposed to, you will be able to create your own future and your own visions for your future. And that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. So I just want those moms to remember that you have to take care of yourself now. And I know some of you are in the midst of it. You have to take care of yourself now so you won't be so exhausted by the time you get to 50. So you won't be lost by the time you get to your 50s. So you won't will not know what to do. And like I've seen it so many times. We're done and exhausted. And then the thing is, it's not just the kids. Then our parents need us, or someone else in the family. Like, it's not just your kids. Then you're done. When you're done with your kids, then you have another part of your life that changes, and it's your elders. So you need to start taking care of yourself now and building something that's going to be there for when these times come. You don't have to be working for anybody. You could do it for yourself. You could work for you. And this is why I'm here, because I know that in 10 years, maybe earlier, my parents are going to need me. And I want to have something to provide for myself and my family, because I plan to live a long time. I'm 55, but I do plan to live for a long time, and I hope you do too. So if you're interested in finding out more of this freedom machine, put blueprint in the comments, and I will send you all the information you need so you can take a look at it. And if you don't want to wait for my response, there is always a link around my videos, and you will find it, and you can just go there. Simple as that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I am going to be shutting off because I have a time restraint, because I only work 2 hours a day. I learn all day. I do take little moments when I'm off to learn, but I have a 2-hour schedule that I'm trying to keep when it comes to my business. And this is part of my business. So let me go back a little bit before I close. So if many of you are wondering exactly what this entails, you are not selling a product. This is not a product per se. This is a gift that you're selling, right? Because if you think about it, you're not just selling a product. You're helping someone else create a future. So that's how I see this. I am not here selling anybody anything. I just want you to have a better future so you can create something more for you. This is not about me selling anything. This is about me telling you that there is another way. There is another way. And in the next few years, Amazon will be removing a lot of these jobs that people have, and they will be replaced by robots. There will be a lot of more layoffs in the government. There will be a lot of more things happening that are not normal. So we cannot wait until these things happen before we make a decision to do something different. So I am offering you hope. I am offering you freedom, and I am offering you another way. You just have to want it, and you just have to put in the work, right? Because nothing is easy. Nothing, but it's a 2-hour work day, and you start it that way, and then you can grow, right? 2-hour work day that can be done from anywhere, and you make 100% profit because it's not an MLM, and you're not selling a product that has to be repurchased. This product right here, if I want to sell it, I have to buy another one. And if I want to sell another one, I have to buy another one. Not this product. This product, you purchase it once, and then you can resell it again and again with the rights. So it's all done for you. You don't have to worry about setting anything up complicated, creating codes and stuff. It's all blueprint you follow, and you set it up, and it becomes a machine. after it's all set up. I'm excited and I'm happy and I'm glad that you are here, but don't forget that we can't wait until things happen before we change it. And you have to make a change if you want to see a different outcome. So that's the bottom line for me. If I wanted something different, I needed to see something different for my future. Now I see my future. I was a little lost for a little bit. I'm like, where am I going? Like, what's happening? Now I see my future. So I want the same for you. So if you're interested, you know what you have to do. Like I said, there's always a link around my video, or message me Blueprint and I will send you all the information you need. I hope you have an amazing evening and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.